Long before the name of Jesus was spoken in Nazareth, long before Moses stood on Mount Sinai, and long before Abraham left Ur of the Chaldees, there were stories whispered among the ancient peoples of Greece. Stories of gods who ruled from a mountain that touched the heavens. Gods who lived, loved, and fought just like men, but with power beyond imagination. At the center of all these stories stood one figure, Zeus, the father of gods and men, the ruler of Mount Olympus, the wielder of thunder and lightning. But his story does not begin with triumph. It begins in shadows, in fear, and in blood. The tyranny of Cronus before Zeus, the universe was ruled by the Titans. These were the children of Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth. Titans were immense, primeval beings, older than the gods themselves. Among them, one rose to power, Cronus. Cronus was cunning. With his mother Gaia's help, he ambushed Uranus and overthrew him, taking the throne of the cosmos. He ruled with iron authority, but he was haunted by a prophecy. One day, one of his own children would rise against him, just as he had risen against his father. Fear consumed him. And so, every time his wife Rhea gave birth, Cronus devoured the child whole. Hestia, swallowed. Demeter, swallowed. Hera, swallowed. Hades and Poseidon, swallowed. One after the other, swallowed alive, trapped in their father's belly. But when Rhea gave birth to her sixth child, she could bear it no longer. In secret, she gave birth on the island of Crete. Instead of handing the infant to Cronus, she wrapped a stone in swaddling clothes. Cronus, blinded by paranoia, swallowed it without question. The child's name was Zeus. The rise of Zeus, hidden away in a cave on Mount Ida. Zeus was raised in secret. Some say divine nymphs nursed him. Others say the goat Amalthea fed him milk. To drown out his cries, the Curettes, armed warriors, clashed their shields together so Cronus would not hear. As Zeus grew, his destiny grew with him. When he came of age, he confronted his father. With Gaia's help, he forced Cronus to disgorge his siblings, fully grown and furious at the years of darkness they endured. United at last, Zeus and his brothers and sisters prepared for war. The Titanomachy, War of the Gods, the war that followed shook the cosmos. It is called the Titanomachy, the battle between the Titans and the Olympians. For 10 years, the skies thundered and the earth trembled. The Titans, led by Cronus, unleashed all their fury. But Zeus had a secret weapon. He freed the Cyclopes and the Hecatoncheias, monstrous beings with 100 hands, whom Cronus had imprisoned. In gratitude, the Cyclopes forged for Zeus the ultimate weapon, the thunderbolt. With lightning in his hands, Zeus led the charge. Bolts split the heavens, the 100-handed giants hurled mountains, and the Titans were overwhelmed. At last, the Olympians triumphed. The defeated Titans were hurled into Tartarus, the abyss deeper than even Hades, a prison beneath the underworld itself. Cronus was cast down, dethroned forever. Zeus, victorious, divided the world with his brothers. Poseidon took the sea. Hades took the underworld. And Zeus claimed the sky, ruling from the heights of Mount Olympus. Zeus the king from his throne, Zeus ruled as king of gods and men. He was the god of storms, hurling thunder and lightning as his weapons. He was the upholder of law, punishing oath breakers and rewarding those who honored hospitality. But Zeus was also a god of passion. His countless affairs with goddesses, nymphs, and mortal women produced children who would shape the ancient world. Hercules, the mighty hero. Perseus, slayer of Medusa. Helen of Troy, whose beauty launched 1,000 ships. Minos, the legendary king of Crete. Everywhere, the bloodline of Zeus seeped into myth and history alike, the echoes of other storm gods. But here is where the story becomes even more mysterious. Zeus is not unique. Across the ancient world, nearly every culture worshipped a storm god. The Mesopotamians spoke of Enlil and later Marduk, who battled chaos and ruled the skies. The Canaanites worshipped Baal, a rider on the clouds who wielded lightning. The Hittites had Teshub, another stormbringer. Even in Norse mythology, Thor carried the thunder. Different names, different lands, but the same archetype: the Sky Father, the Stormbringer, the wielder of lightning. Is this coincidence? Or does it point to something deeper? Perhaps a memory of beings who once walked among men, ruling as gods? The mystical connections. Some believe these myths echo the story of the Watchers from the Book of Enoch. The angels who descended to earth, intermingled with mankind, and set themselves up as rulers. Could Zeus have been one of these? A mighty being remembered as divine? His power over lightning and storms resembles the sons of God described in ancient traditions. His battles against the Titans mirror the cosmic wars found in Babylonian and biblical texts. And his endless appetite for mortal women mirrors the forbidden unions of Genesis 6. The fragile throne of Zeus, yet even Zeus, the mightiest of gods, could not escape prophecy. The ancient myths warned that one day, just as Cronus was overthrown by his son, so too would Zeus face the same fate. Some said it would come from his own children. Others whispered that the cycle of rebellion, father against son, was the eternal curse of the gods. And so, even in his splendor, Zeus lived under the shadow of destiny. His rule was absolute, but never secure. The legacy of Zeus. To the Greeks, Zeus was more than myth. He was reality. They built temples in his honor, the most famous being Olympia, where a colossal statue of Zeus once stood, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. When thunder rolled across the mountains, they believed it was Zeus speaking. When lightning struck the earth, they believed it was his judgment. And when they swore oaths, they invoked his name, believing that Zeus himself upheld the truth. But to us today, his story is something more. It is a window into the human need for answers. Who rules the skies? Who controls the storms? Why does power rise and fall? Zeus may have been a god of myth, but his story carries timeless truths. That power gained through fear always invites rebellion. That even kings and gods cannot outrun destiny. And that behind every myth, there may be a memory of something humanity once saw and never forgot.